Namaste, DDs. My name is Sherry Sutton, and I am your business growth guide. Today, I want to talk about what do you do when you have a new business idea, right? Entrepreneurs, especially creative entrepreneurs like me, we have a gazillion ideas for new products, but how do you know if they're going to work? Because they have to any product, I need another cup of coffee. Any product that you offer needs to fill a need that your client knows they have at the moment that they know they have that problem. And often, kind of threading that needle can actually be a challenge. What I see with a lot of clients, especially coaches, and really anybody, but if you've been in the business for a while, sometimes you'll create products that the clients don't even know they have. You're like, well, this is what they're gonna need. And so let me create this great product and they're gonna love it. And what often happens is they're just not ready for it, right? And so, one of the things that we have to do, and that I always recommend, is when you have an idea for a product, don't just go for it, right? The best thing to do is consider it a hypothesis. And if you go back to your like seventh grade science, right? We have a hypothesis, then we go and we test. And then, based on those results, we adjust our hypothesis accordingly and we continue to test and we continue to revise and grow, right? Just because we've come out with a product, or whether it's a product or a service, doesn't mean it's going to be successful right away. Often it'll take us a couple different revisions, or sometimes something will really resonate now but won't resonate later. So the most important thing you can do when you have a business idea is to say, okay, I have a hypothesis that this is a good business idea. Let me go ask my audience, right? Let me go ask, especially people who have proven that they're willing to buy from you. Send them, ask them, send them a note, say, hey, I have this business idea. Can I run it by you? Right? Offer to take them to coffee. You don't have to do it in person, right? You can do virtual coffee. Send out a poll. Those are great. Facebook does polls very easily. You can do them in stories on Instagram. I think they have them on LinkedIn as well, though I haven't done one yet. But I know Facebook does. And so just ask. I'll give you an example of this. I met with a client not last week, the week before, and she has a hypothesis, right? She wanted to move into, maybe doing e-commerce. So we have this whole conversation about what makes the most sense for your business, and we came up with a hypothesis of how should be delivering her products, right? And so she was super smart cookie, did this exact process, said, okay, this is a hypothesis of what we should do. And then she went and she put a poll out in a couple different groups with her most targeted audience and got some really good feedback. We actually found that the hypothesis that we left with, it didn't actually resonate with the target audience. So we're going to go back and say, I wonder why, right? I wonder why they said that. Is it because we didn't ask the question right? Or maybe, this was about this idea actually won't work. So how can we refine it a little bit more to take the feedback from our audience and maybe refine it a little bit more, create another hypothesis, and then test it again, either by doing polls, or I always recommend doing a beta launch for any programs that you do, any products that you offer. What I mean by that is, offer it to a couple people at a little bit of a lower cost. That is a way to test it. Hey, is this content good? Is this product good? Right? Let me make 5 of these t-shirts, give them to my friends, and then they can tell me, right? Or some of my trusted clients, they can tell me if they hold up over time and if they wash well and all of those types of things, instead of going out and buy 1,000 shirts and you don't know if they're actually going to sell or if people are going to like them or if the quality is good. Same thing if you're offering a service as well. So what I want you to take away from today is this idea of anytime you have an idea, and I know, again, I have a gazillion different business ideas. Make sure that you see it as a hypothesis and you use the scientific method, which is I have a hypothesis of how I think the world works. Then I'm going to go test that hypothesis. And there's lots of good ways to do that. One is through talking to your existing clients through polls, or just talking to them, right? Calling them, having coffee with them, just depends on what you're offering. The second thing is to do beta launches of your product so you know whether or not it's going to work with a small group. Then adjust your hypothesis accordingly, right? Adjust what you're going to do according to the feedback that you got. So I hope this was helpful. If you are thinking about offering a new product or a new service in your business, and you want to make sure it's really going to work, you can follow these steps. But you can also, it's really good to have someone like me, like a business growth strategist and a business mentor who can really help you kind of think through some of these things. Often we can't see our product ideas from inside our business, right? And whether or not they're going to work. So having somebody like me who's kind of a seasoned veteran, I have launched hundreds and hundreds of products in all different industries over the last 2 decades. And so I've got a lot of very good insight into kind of what works and what doesn't. So I would love to work with you. If you're interested, head over to my website. It's dd.marketing, or you can just send me a direct message and I'll talk to you soon. Mwah.